Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. If you're tuning in today, maybe you're having, well, let's just say, one of those days.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I get it. Just yesterday, honestly, it felt like everything was going wrong. Spilled coffee, missed the bus by like seconds, and then my boss gave me that look.
Oh, that look.
You know the one,
Go.
that silent thing that just screams, your day is officially tanking. Yeah. Makes you want to crawl back into bed.
Accept that way.
But here at the Deep Dive, we're not about pretending those days don't happen. Instead, we're doing a deep dive today. We've looked at recent psych research, neuroscience stuff, even mindfulness practices.
A real mix.
Yeah, pulling out practical, evidence-backed strategies. The goal, give you a shortcut to understanding why these days feel so heavy and maybe how to move through them a bit easier. Find some good along the way, maybe.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
And really, to you listening, whatever you're feeling right now, sadness, anger, just totally wiped out, please know it's completely normal.
Right.
Our sources all agree. Fluctuating moods are just part of being human. And the main thing we're exploring today, drawing from therapies like ACT acceptance and commitment therapy, is recognizing and crucially accepting what you're feeling.
Accepting it.
Yeah, not resignation, but acknowledging reality. Because, well, the only way out of these tough feelings is often through them. That's what a lot of wisdom traditions and therapies tell us.
That's a big idea. The only way out is through. But I bet you're thinking, accept my bad feelings. Shouldn't I be trying to make them go away? Because, let's be real, our first reaction is usually to just shove them down, right? Distract ourselves, wish them away. Society kind of pushes that too.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that pushback is so common.
Yeah.
But what the research shows is acceptance isn't about giving up or, wallowing. It's about psychological flexibility.
Okay.
Think of it like this. You get caught in a downpour.
Mm-hmm.
You'd stand there getting soaked, yelling at the clouds. But that won't stop the rain, will it?
No, definitely not.
Or you could accept, okay, it's raining, notice that reality, and then decide, right, I need an umbrella. Acceptance is just noticing what is without getting stuck fighting it, saying this is here, not this shouldn't be here.
Okay, I see. So acceptance is like noticing the rain, but not necessarily deciding to dance in it forever or letting it ruin everything. It's acknowledging it.
Right.
And then maybe giving yourself permission to just pause.
To rest.
Exactly. Giving yourself permission to rest. That ties right into this whole it's okay to not be okay idea. That's thankfully getting more traction.
Right.
And that permission to rest is so key, especially when you look at the neuroscience. People feel guilty, right? If I just lie down for 70 minutes, am I just being lazy?
Oh, yeah. The guilt.
But research clearly separates rest from avoidance. If those 30 minutes let your brain actually decompress, help you recharge, reset your nervous system, that's not lazy. That's real science-backed self-care.
Ah, the guilt of doing nothing. That's such a huge thing for so many of us, is constant pressure to be productive. It's a major trap. And what's often missed, you see this in burnout studies, is that rest isn't some reward you get after you finish everything.
Right.
It's actually a requirement for doing good work consistently. Without real rest, our thinking, our creativity, our emotional control, it all starts to decline. It's measurable.
That's a really important way to frame it. Challenges that whole always-on culture. But okay, so we rest, we accept the feelings. Do they just magically disappear? Does happiness just rush in? Because that sounds nice, but I'm guessing it's not quite that easy.
You're spot on.
Yeah.
They don't just vanish.
Yeah.
And here's a key insight. Often lost in our sort of happiness-obsessed world, you actually don't have to be happy all the time. This pressure for constant positivity, what some call toxic positivity, it actually gets in the way of genuinely processing emotions.
That hits home. It's so hard not to feel that pressure, especially with social media. It's like this endless highlight reel. We end up comparing our own messy reality to these super curated online lives, don't we? Like everyone else is living their best life 24/7, waking up at 5 a.m., perfect yoga, gorgeous smoothie bowls.
While you're hitting snooze.
Exactly. While I'm hitting snooze and maybe grabbing, I don't know, a less than ideal breakfast bar on the way out the door. It feels miles apart.
And that comparison, social psychology research confirms it's just really damaging.
Yeah.
Comparing your complex whole self to someone's edited snapshot. It's like comparing apples to a Photoshop picture of an apple. Fundamentally unfair.
Yeah.
It directly links to more anxiety, lower self-esteem. We have to keep reminding ourselves, even if we feel imperfect by these made-up standards, we still deserve love and care. The internet shows aspiration, mostly, not reality.
That's such a good reminder. So much happens offline. And here's another thing, it's sort of from mindfulness, right? Those voices in your head saying, this awful feeling will last forever. They're lying. It's that catastrophizing thing.
Exactly.
Nothing lasts forever, not even the really bad days.
Indeed. In mindfulness, we kind of learn to see feelings like visitors. They show up, maybe uninvited, stay for a bit, but they aren't moving in permanently. And the moment we try to instantly fix sadness or anger, we often just make it worse, adding another layer of struggle because we're resisting. The first step often is just naming it. I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm annoyed. Just acknowledging it without judgment takes away some of its power.
But what if you feel embarrassed or ashamed about admitting you're in a bad mood? I know I've felt that pressure sometimes, put on a brave face.
There's really no need for embarrassment. Every feeling, good or bad, is just human. It shows your emotional system is working.
Right.
Research on self-compassion, like Dr. Kristen Neff's work, shows fighting feelings is just exhausting. Accepting them actually frees up energy to move forward. It lets you be kind to yourself when things are tough.
Okay, so acceptance is the starting point. But then how do we actually start to shift how we look at things when everything still feels just awful? That's the practical bit that trips people up, I think.
Well, connecting it to psychology, it starts with something called decentering.
Right.
Basically, seeing your thoughts and feelings as separate events happening to you, not as you.
Okay.
Where you're having a bad day, it feels huge, right? Like your whole world. But if you can zoom out mentally, that day is just one tiny part of your whole life story.
Okay. Like the burnt cookie idea. If you brain one cookie, you don't throw out the whole bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't chuck the whole tray.
Yeah.
You just set that one aside and enjoy the others.
Yeah.
It fights that all or nothing thinking.
Right.
Or think of it like one rainy day in summer. Feels gloomy right then, but, summer isn't over. It's just one day, a temporary thing. And honestly, without those rainy days, would we even appreciate the sunny ones as much?
That's true.
I remember last month, I had this week that just felt relentless. One thing after another. Felt totally defeated. At the time, it seemed like it would never end.
Yeah.
But looking back now, with a bit of distance, it doesn't feel nearly as bad. Our brains are pretty good at reevaluating things later. It'll pass. One bad day doesn't define your life.
That's so important. It's so easy to let one bad day, one mistake, define how we see ourselves entirely. We wouldn't label a friend a failure for one slip-up,
Right.
but we do it to ourselves.
All the time.
So changing that inner talk is vital. And practicing gratitude is another big one, right? Comes up a lot in positive psychology.
Yes, gratitude is incredibly powerful. And before you think, grateful for what when I feel like this. Remember, gratitude practice isn't about forcing joy. It's about intentionally noticing small things,
Yeah.
even tiny things. Maybe the roof over your head, your tear ducts working, the quiet room. It's about deliberately shifting where your attention goes.
Right. And I've heard that if you consciously look for good things, even when it feels hard, your brain actually starts to get better at noticing them on its own, like neuroplasticity.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Brain scans show regular gratitude practice, even just journaling 3 to 5 minutes a day about things you're thankful for, can actually activate parts of the brain linked to reward and positive feelings.
Oh.
Over time, this consistent practice can shift your baseline mood and outlook. Build new neural pathways. That small effort, done regularly, adds up.
Okay, so acceptance, changing perspective, gratitude, great tools. But let's get super practical. What about those moments when you feel so drained you can barely move? How tiny are we talking for these tiny actions? Because honestly, sometimes brushing my teeth feels like climbing Everest when I'm down.
We are talking super tiny things that take 2 minutes, maybe less. They're not magic fixes, but micro steps to gently shift things when you feel totally stuck. For example,
Okay, like what?
go outside for just 5 minutes. Seriously, a little natural light can help your body clock and mood. Do one tiny self-care thing. Splash cold water on your face that can actually calm your nervous system. Or just stretch for like 60 seconds.
Okay.
Eat something you actually enjoy, not binging. Just a small, conscious pleasure. Gives your brain a little positive nudge.
Right.
Drink warm water. Sounds weird, maybe. But it can trigger a calming response.
Right.
The warmth signals safety to your nervous system.
Huh. Didn't know that.
Text someone you trust. Even a quick thinking of you to a safe person can release a bit of oxytocin, that connection hormone. Helps with loneliness.
Yep. Connection helps.
And if reaching out feels like too much, physical comfort without talking, hug your pet, lowers stress hormones, or wrap yourself up tight in a blanket, like a cocoon. That deep pressure is really soothing for the nervous system.
I often just end up lying there scrolling TikTok. It feels like an escape, but maybe it's not
It's
helpful.
a common trap, yeah, and often makes it worse. Seeing all those perfect life posts can just fuel the comparison thing we talked about.
Right.
Creates a negative loop. Maybe swap that endless scroll for something genuinely light,
Yeah.
like short, funny animal clips. Or put on some really upbeat music you love. Gentle redirection, not more draining stuff.
Or just put the phone down entirely. Treat yourself in a free way. Rewatch that comfort movie for the 10th time.
Yes.
Listen to that album that always grounds you. Take a bath. Much cheaper than retail therapy.
Exactly. And underpinning all these actions, here's the really crucial bit. Actively challenge that negative voice inside. The one saying, I'm not enough.
The inner critic.
Yeah. So the big question is,
Yeah.
how do we fight back? How do we use stronger, kinder words?
Okay, yeah. I think people are ready for this. What are some of those powerful things we can actually say to ourselves?
Right. These aren't just fluffy sayings. They're like mental tools to interrupt negativity and build self-compassion. Things like,
Mm.
I'm going to be fine. Simple. Grounding. Fights catastrophe thinking.
Okay.
I've gotten through hard things before. I can do this too. Reminds your brain you are resilient. You have evidence.
I like that one.
This feeling is temporary. It will pass. Directly tackles that feeling of permanence.
Right, the visitor analogy.
Exactly. I deserve to be loved and cared for.
Just fundamental self-worth, especially when you feel low.
Yeah.
It's okay if I'm not perfect today. Perfectionism is exhausting. Gives yourself permission to be human.
Oh, definitely. And tomorrow is a new opportunity. Shifts focus from being stuck now to future possibilities. Repeating these, really trying to feel them, can start to rewire things.
These actions and affirmations are great, really practical, but how do we keep moving forward when it all still feels just heavy, like long-term?
It sounds strange, maybe, but sometimes it's actually these tough days that push us forward. And I want to be clear, this is not toxic positivity.
Good, yeah, because find the good in the pain can feel really invalidating sometimes.
Totally. We're not saying be grateful for the pain. But research on things like post-traumatic growth shows that navigating challenges when we process them can teach us stuff we wouldn't learn otherwise.
Like what?
Like real resilience, deep empathy for others going through similar things, clarity on what actually matters to you. It can refocus your values.
I can see that. After a tough breakup I had, I definitely felt more patient, more understanding with friends going through it, so I get that empathy part.
Exactly.
But what if it just feels pointless, like nothing matters? That's a really dark feeling.
When that sense of pointlessness hits hard, a strategy used in therapy, like behavioral activation, is to set incredibly small, achievable goals.
How small are we talking?
Tiny. Make your bed. Text one friend back. Drink one glass of water.
That's it. Seems almost too simple for such a big feeling.
But these small wins are vital. Each one gives your brain concrete proof you can do something. It releases a tiny bit of dopamine reward, motivation.
Okay.
Each little success builds a tiny bit of momentum, a little strength, chipping away at that feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
And through all this, the key is, don't lose hope.
Sometimes hope feels like the hardest thing to find. Like the tank is empty.
Hope can feel distant, for sure. But maybe it's not about a massive overnight change. What if you just aimed for, say, a 5% improvement tomorrow?
5%.
Yeah, instead of expecting everything to flip instantly. That feels more doable, right? Less overwhelming. And remember this fact. You have already survived 100% of your worst days. That's proof. You have that resilience in you.
But what if this time feels different? What if I really can't see the way through this one?
Then maybe hold on to this thought. Remember that your future self is rooting for you.
My future self. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. The version of you who has already made it through this difficult patch, that future you already knows absolutely that you're going to be okay.
Wow.
Connecting with that future perspective, even imagining it, can sometimes lend you strength when you feel like you have none left, borrowing from the self you're becoming.
That's actually a really comforting thought. Thank you. This has been such a helpful deep dive today. So many practical things.
It really has been good to talk through. We covered a lot.
So just to wrap up the main points, one bad day doesn't mean a bad life. When those hard feelings show up, try noticing and accepting them rather than fighting. That's a key skill. And remember, it's absolutely okay, completely human, to feel sad or upset sometimes.
And please, just be gentle with yourself on those rainy days. Self-compassion research shows it makes a huge difference. A little kindness goes a long way. Today might feel heavy, yeah, But tomorrow always brings that chance for some sunshine, or at least that 5% improvement.
Before you go, maybe just take a second to think about one small thing, however tiny, that made you smile today, or maybe yesterday. Just hold on to that for a moment. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really appreciate you being here.